Gentlemen, is why Donald Trump won the election.
You're violating your free speech. In this social justice world, you want a safe space? You need a safe space where your ideas can't be questioned? I got a question. And here's my question. So, tell me, there are
You commented earlier about environmental regulations. Of course, everyone loves clean air and clean water, but what do you think the prospects are of repealing unnecessarily burdensome, even counterproductive environmental regulations? Some examples of which are, I can recall several administrations ago, a company failed to publish in the Federal Register for the requisite period of time that they would stop dumping cyanide in the ship channel. The feds came out more recently and investigated a tree that was hit by lightning in a pasture near Columbus.
Fiat Chrysler with the diesel engine.
Some things that are just quite simply overly burdensome, some which are counterproductive towards industry in general. Highways, for example. In San Antonio, a karst spider was discovered which stopped a highway construction project.
So I'll take a quick answer and then turn it over to you, because I think you've dealt with this a lot. I'll just say I look to the president's appointments as a particularly telling sign of the direction that he will take things. And Attorney General Scott Pruitt from Oklahoma to head up EPA, and Governor Perry, from Texas, to head up the Department of Energy. And then there's a number of other positions dotted throughout to see where we think this administration will go. They both have a track record, particularly with Attorney General Pruitt and Governor Perry, of defending and protecting the environment. Texas has far exceeded most of our attainment requirements, all of the things that were needed to do under the EPA guidelines, but in particular following Texas law. We have far exceeded that, and under Governor Perry's watch, and now under Governor Abbott, and Attorney General Pruitt has taken great strides, along with other attorneys general, to defend against overly burdensome federal regulations and overreach, going to the courts to stop actions that weren't really truly within the bounds of the law and the powers of the president in following all the applicable laws, like the Administrative Procedures Act, and trying to jam things through. I think we're going to see a vast improvement with these two guys who understand that the rule of law matters, that protecting our environment is critical, but that there's the right way to do it, and that states and the people who live in their states want their environment in which their kids go play in the parks, go to schools, and where we want to hunt and fish, that we have an interest here locally in protecting our environment.
So a few points to your comments. What most Americans don't realize is that the burden of the regulatory state, the administrative state, has been estimated to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.9 to $2 trillion every year. Now, how does that stack up to taxation? It actually exceeds the grand total of the individual and corporate income tax as far as a burden on the economy. Now, if you want to look to a place where they do this in spades, it's my old home state of California. When I was a lawmaker, one of the few moderate Democrats that I served with proposed a bill that ended up passing and getting to Governor Schwarzenegger's desk that sought to enumerate the cost to comply with California's own environmental regulations. The report came back. The governor was embarrassed. He sat on it for about 18 months. We finally said, where's the report we paid for? The report comes out. In California, the cost of the average small business just to comply with the regulatory regime in California was about $134,000 per year per business. And then you think of the effect that that has on employment. Now, what's fascinating is that this sort of command and control regime doesn't really work, because then if you look at the Environmental Protection Agency's own reports that are often published by the American Lung Association for things like P10 pollution, that's the small particles that can lodge in your lungs and exacerbate things like asthma, things like ozone. What you'll see is that in the top 20 most populous metro areas in America, California consistently dominates as having the most cities that are on the list. As I recall, in the most recent year that I looked at this data, they had 6 of the top 20 in the various categories. Texas, as I recall, either had 0 or maybe there was 1 city, I think perhaps for ozone, in the most recent. Well, actually, this is from, here we go with the heckler's veto again. I happen to do a lot of research, and I actually go to the Environmental Protection Agency's actual website, and the American Lung Association's actual website.
Dallas hasn't been
And so-
in attainment on ozone since '92.
Thank you for
ever.
the heckler's veto once
You're
again.
wrong.
So,
All right,
so,
ma'am, we have
so this is,
appreciated that
this
you've
is
been here.
directly from
But you're not gonna let
the
me ask
government
the
site. And I would ask everybody,
Sir.
just go ahead and look at
Yes,
the
sir.
Environmental Protection
Yes.
Agency's site.
Thank you.
And what you'll see is that California dominates the list. California, with the most stringent laws, dominates the list of the most polluted cities. So you have to ask yourself how best to attain these things. Is it allowing a degree of technology and free market mechanisms to have more clean air and water? Or is it a one-size-fits-all command and control methodology? And I think that the evidence has shown that one way of doing it is superior to the other.
Yeah, thank you for that. Other questions? There, in all the way to the right there. Yes, ma'am.
So as the earlier disruptions might have suggested, there's a very forceful reaction on the left about President Trump's ascendancy to the presidency.